If you have ongoing exposure to controlling people, it's a virtual certainty that you're going to experience blurry boundaries, which is why I've created the extensive online course called This Is Me, Establishing Boundaries with the Controllers in Your Life. There's a link below that will give you all of the details, and I hope that you would find it therapeutic. As you might imagine, one of the most common things that would happen in my counseling office with my patients through the years is I would help them try to come to terms with some of the damage that had been done by their exposure to narcissists. Now, this may be in a post-divorce situation. It could be that as they were trying to get away from extended family members who had been no good, or there was somebody at work that had just been a disaster, or somebody in their social circles. I mean, the possibilities are endless. These individuals can say in the post breakup with that narcissist, I didn't realize how fully my self-worth had been trampled upon until I finally broke free. Now, that doesn't mean that they didn't have struggles with that while they were in the midst of the relationship with that person. But basically, a narcissist, even though they may not say the words out loud, they operate with the presumption that says, your worth is what I say it is. And they hold themselves as being the final authority over you. And you know, if you hear that type of message over and over and over, even though inside you know and feel differently, it will take its toll on you. And I'm sure that you had many experiences with that. Narcissists, by definition, want to maintain the dominant position over you. They have an agenda that's very selfishly driven, and they're wanting to superimpose the agenda on you. They have no sense of collaboration. When was the last time a narcissist says, hey, what do you think about that? Or, I know you have an expertise here, I'd like to draw upon that. No, it goes back to that superimposing. There's lots of invalidation. They'll talk over you and interrupt because, why? To them, you don't really have any particular worth. Gaslighting is chronic. They want to make sure that you have lots of questioning about the validity of who you are and what you think and what you perceive. They do the triangulation game where they play you off of other individuals and you're wondering, well, where do I stand with other individuals? There's chronic criticism. And then in the end, you wind up feeling very defensive, anxious, self-doubting, angry. You feel isolated. Even when you're socially engaging, you still feel isolated in the sense that it's like, well, if these people out there knew what all that I was living with, I don't know how they would react. So your connections can feel tenuous. It's pretty difficult, isn't it? Now, when you get away from that narcissist and you're looking back at, what was that Mack truck that just ran over me? At some point, I'm hoping you can decide, I've got to get back to my basics. I've got to go back and reconfigure what I believe about me and how that will translate into my decisions. I need to get my worth all the way back. Now, let's pick up on several very primary truths that will help you in this sense. Now, the first and foremost is let's acknowledge the delusional thinking that the narcissist was using toward you when they tried to take away your worth, when they tried to strip you of the worth from you. Pause just right there. Who in the world gave them permission to be in charge of you? The narcissist thinks that it's really okay for them to say, well, I'm going to be the arbitrator of all that's right and wrong about you. And I'm hoping you can say, no. You may think whatever you want to think, but I'm not buying into that. That's delusional thinking. It's not the right or the responsibility of a human being to tear down another human being. They're delusional in the way that they engage with you. And I hope that you can hold on to that. Let's also recognize another core truth, and that is your self-worth is not the net result of your accomplishments. or achievements, as a narcissist might have you believe. Let's keep in mind they're highly competitive, and they think in terms of better versus worse, higher versus lower, superior versus inferior. And with a narcissist, you're constantly trying to find your competitive edge, and you won't get it because they always have to come out on top. That's built upon fallacious thinking. You don't need to go into that space. In addition, let's acknowledge that your self-worth is not measured by things like your appearance, or what club you're in, who you associate with, or your net financial status, or the car that you have, or the house, or the beautiful people you do or do not know. Narcissists put a lot of premium on that, but it's a premium that's wrongly placed. In addition, your worth, and this is huge when you're dealing with a narcissist, is not diminished by mistakes or blunders or miscalculations. Narcissists come at you with strong shame. They love to keep you in the down position, and they may even say something to the effect of, if people only knew you in the same way I know you, they would just have such a low opinion of you. And over time, again, as you're exposed to that, it wears you down. Instead, I'm hoping you can cling to one very, very strong truth, and that is self-worth is inherent. It's simply part of your humanity. I hope that you can take that thought and just work that over in your mind all sorts of different positive ways. I wasn't there on the day that you were born, but I can pretty much guess what happened as you entered the world. As soon as you showed up, all the people in that room on that very first moment of your life scrambled to take care of you. And they gave you whatever necessities were required of you. Why did they do that? One reason, and one reason alone. You're a human being. You're a human being who has inherent value. It's not something you earned. It's not something that you had to go and purchase. Worth is your birthright. Hold on to that thought for as strongly as you can. Your life matters. You matter by simply being a human being. On the day of your birth, let's use an analogy. Let's suppose that you were given 100 units of worth. Now, the years go by. You go through grade school and adolescence, and you go into your adult years, and you have all sorts of pluses and minuses and highs and lows and different experiences. So let's say you're 45 years old, or 58, or 36, or 42. At that point, with all of those pluses and minuses, how much of that original 100 units of worth do you still have? And the answer is 100. It doesn't go up or down. Worth is a constant on the inside of you. It's, like I say, it's part of your inherent birthright. If you hold on to your sense of self-worth, there are various adjustments that will happen post-narcissist. First, you'll realize I don't have to defend myself nearly as much as I did with that person, a delusional person. In addition, in anger, you won't be overzealous as you try to prove your point. Anger actually can be a part of you saying, hey, I want to address my worth, but you don't have to force it and push it. You can stand confidently in it, and if the other person receives it, good. If they don't, oh well. As you follow through on your decisiveness, we're going to go ahead and build in the notion that the narcissist is going to continue to disapprove of you, but then we're going to go back to saying, yeah, but they disapprove of just about anything that doesn't feed their shallow or fragile ego. And in addition, you'll, as a person of worth, you'll feel no need to lord over other individuals. And then along with that, and you'll feel no need to collapse when other individuals do feel the need to lord over you. It's like, no, I'm not getting on that one up, one down seesaw. That doesn't work for me. As a person of worth, you'll apologize or make restitution for wrongs, but you're not going to go overboard. As you recall your errors or your misgivings, you'll be a person that says, I can forgive myself, and then you get to act like a forgiven person. As a person of worth, you'll seek to find the worth in other individuals. In fact, you'll put a spotlight on other people's worth. You like seeing that and making that a part of the way that you engage with others. And then as a person of worth, you'll live with a fuller sense of patience. Patience toward yourself, patience toward other individuals. I want to go back and reiterate that narcissistic person who says, you don't have worth until I declare what it is a delusional thinker. They live with alternate reality, and their alternate reality is constantly, it's consistently self-serving. Now, we have a word for that, and I don't mean to be harsh or mean, but it's the word foolish. Narcissists are fools. It's the ultimate absurdity for them to say, I'm going to have the final authority and the final word over you. In saying that and living according to that, they illustrate one thing, and that is they don't get it. That's not their call to make. Let's go back and underscore your worth is inherent. Once you've embraced it, it's going to lead to all sorts of positive repercussions. That's something that the narcissist wanted to take away from you, but I'm wanting you to reclaim that for all its worth and live into the goodness that it presumes. I hope that you get good insights and awarenesses through videos such as this, good food for thought. If you've not already done so, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button, and we'll keep more videos coming your way. There's a notification bell, hit that. If you have a need for counseling, I would strongly encourage you to seek out counseling if it's someone there in your area, or if you would prefer, we have an online sponsor that would take you to online counseling with a whole team of licensed, professional, experienced counselors that could help you. We have a link below where you could go to that, and I would strongly encourage you, have somebody help you sift this out if that's necessary. I think you'll find that to be a very positive thing. In addition, I've put together courses. This is me about establishing boundaries with the controllers, free to be, finding yourself despite the controllers in your life. And when I say courses, I mean it's multiple videos with written material and lots of pensive questions to go along with it. And it's meant to be a very therapeutic kind of a tool that you can use. Also, we have our webinars, my books, and other resources, and please avail yourself to that. Narcissists indeed are delusional if they think that they are the arbitrators of worth. Worth is, in fact, your birthright. I'm hoping that you can live into it and cling to it. And if somebody says, I don't acknowledge it, then you know what that means? They miss out. I want you to be a person of distinction, a person of goodness and decency. And in doing so, you also are a liver and a giver of peace.